Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm Craig McNeill. Welcome back to FTFE, your channel for pointing and laughing at the short bus. Today we're having a conversation. Let's not say it's a debate. It's a nice conversation with Adam Finister, who has a cosmology that we've not really discussed before on this channel. I think it's Upward Rising Earth. Adam, hello, welcome to the channel. How are you?
I'm alright, mate. Are you?
I'm doing good, wonderful, yes. Excited to hear about this Upward Rising Earth. I'm not really sure exactly what your cosmology is. So why don't you just give a minute, introduce yourself and let everyone know what your position is and what your cosmology is.
Well, I've got a channel called Wild Blues. It was Phoenician thing, but YouTube don't particularly like me. My position was back in there in 2017. I discovered the Earth I discovered the water was flat, let's put it that way. The land's definitely not flat, all measured flat. So getting into debates for me it was difficult to say at least, because there were no models, and there's still isn't a model for flat Earth. Flat Earth, in my opinion, it's pretty much dead in water. I'll put this picture up of biblical cosmology so you can take a look at it.
So you obviously you don't think the Earth is a globe, but you don't agree with the other flat earthers. You've got your own...
I don't agree with them at all. No, I don't, Craig. This is more my idea. You see, I'm a Christian as well at the same time. I know you're not a religious man. We've had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
But as it goes, I am. So what I'm going to present to you here is I think we live in layers. And the bottom layer had obviously a bit of sand layer. There's a layer below that which would be the brine water. I don't know whether you're familiar with the, I think it was Blue Planet, was it, where they went down and did that deep dive. And they discovered that there's like a brine layer down there.
Right.
Well, and then you've got sand, and then you've got sea. And within the sea, obviously, there's a mineral layer, which you can see here. The mineral layer goes up, the water gets pushed up through the sea layer, and then it goes up and it turns into fresh water. and then obviously you've got the atmosphere. But the atmosphere, I just prefer to call it ether, because ether to me is it's air and water, just a mixture of air and water, which is what atmosphere is, and it's just a better word. And then above there, you've got you've got the firmament. This is where stars would be, sun, moon, and then obviously at the top you've got God.
Right.
So there is an actual cosmology going on here, and the thing that I want to show you, I'll show you in a moment, is the actual rising and what it looks like. So if you can keep a picture of that in your mind.
Okay.
And I'll go back to where I was. How do I do that? Sorry. Can't get rid of it. Are you there, Craig?
Yeah, I'm here. We're just listening. I'm just seeing what the chat are saying. So just be clear again. You don't call it the atmosphere. You just call it ether. So when you say ether, you don't mean
the word. The word itself means air and water. I mean, that's what ether is: air and water.
Right. Okay.
Air, and then obviously you've got your water end. You know, like ether, water, air. So there's no point in calling it an atmosphere, because obviously for me, we don't live in a sphere. We live in an half sphere, and the land's not flat. Clearly, it's not flat. You don't measure that flat. But what is flat, or what is level at all times, is the medium that we live in. And the medium that we see is the ocean. That's where you get your celestial navigation from. Like, flat Earth shouldn't even be called flat Earth. It should be called flat medium, in my opinion. And that's my stance on that. But this here, this whole depiction comes back from, in the Bible it says in Genesis, it says, in the beginning there was God, and all Christians overlook the next wording. God's Spirit moved over the waters. God's Spirit moved. So moved, when you look at the word correctly, it actually means put something into motion. He set something into motion, and that is the motion of the upward vector. The upward vector, and we don't move fast up. We're not blazing up. We're not accelerating up. We're going at a steady pace, maybe only 5-10 miles an hour. And you can see this when you download, you can download onto your iPhone right now an accelerometer, and it'll tell you that we're moving. We're actually moving upwards.
Right. So the whole Earth is all moving upwards, but it's not accelerating. It's just moving.
No, it's definitely not accelerating. It's at a constant. That's why your weight is constant. And this gives us, when I took it a step further from there, Craig, the equation that you've got for gravity, you can use the upward motion and equate the upward motion at a 9.8 meters per second. You can use that and convert it into a gravity, into the formula for gravity. So 1 kilometer is 1 kilometer.
So what is the formula for gravity? What is the formula for gravity that you're referring to?
The formula for gravity I've got it on I can't think just off the top of my head, but I did it on a video, Craig.
Because if I was going to say the formula for gravity, I would say Fg equals gm1m2 over r squared.
Yeah, that's Newton's, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Newton's universal law of gravitational attraction.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, and there's no upward component in that.
No, there's no upward component in that at all. No, but right, the fact is, I don't want to get into an argument with you particularly about this, but there's a formula for it on the upward vector, exactly the same for the gravity. So for my model, for me to come on here, it's taken me a lot of years to get something sorted out and come to the actual conclusion that we've got a metric system. By using this model, we've got a metric system exactly the same as what you've got. We've got density layers exactly the same as what you've got with your downward gravity. And it makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense of what's going on. You see, the overlooking of the actual verse, or in Genesis, God moved. He's telling you He set something in motion. He set His creation in motion. And I'm not veering away from that. All Christians have veered away from that, and they'll go, no, it's flat, it's stationary, it's blah, blah, blah. And it's not. You've got oceans rising and falling constantly. A constant rise and fall of the ocean. That's a lot of water, one hell of a lot of water, as you know yourself, Craig. And that's causing emotion. That's causing emotion, and that motion is up.
Well, let's just talk about the upward motion that's constant at the moment, and why I don't think that makes sense. Because a constant motion wouldn't explain the things we have on Earth, like a acceleration. You know, when I'm holding something and I let it go, it doesn't just go down at a constant speed. It starts at 0 and accelerates at 9.8 meters per second squared.
What you've got to do to try and understand it, is just block the bias out of your head, like.
No, right. There's no bias there. Right, hold on.
Mind, right? We're rising up. All of this here that I'm showing on screen is rising up. So when you're sat there holding that ball, you're rising up.
Okay, Adam. Yeah, Adam. Right. There's no bias there. I wasn't having any bias. I was just looking at the universe. And give me a second, Adam. Give me a second, right? What I notice about the universe that I am in is that things don't go down at a steady rate. They accelerate. They start at 0 and they go down at 9.8 meters per second squared. That's not a constant. Wait. Let me finish. Adam, let me finish, buddy. Please, let me finish. Yep. That wouldn't be explained by the Earth rising upwards constantly. We have to have an acceleration, not a constant speed. Do you see what I'm saying there?
Yeah, but in free fall, there is no acceleration downwards.
Yeah, but we're not in free fall if we're moving upwards constantly.
Yeah, but that's because we're attached to the Earth.
Yeah.
So when you're attached
us
to the Earth,
and the Earth. But
the Earth.
So how do you explain the acceleration downwards towards the ground of objects?
How would they don't accelerate down?
Well, they do.
You mean when you sat there and you let it go?
Yeah.
When you sat there and you let it go, it's not accelerating down.
Yes, it is. It goes from 0 to faster than 0. That's an acceleration.
If I dropped whatever it was you're dropping out of a plane at 4 mile up,
it would go down at 9.8 meters per second squared. It would go from 0 to whatever terminal velocity is, which is a summation of forces with a downward acceleration against the resistance of air pushing upwards. But there's an acceleration. It doesn't go down at a constant rate. When you let go of something and it falls down from where you are, there is an acceleration towards the ground of approximately 9.8 meters per second squared. So how is that explained?
There ain't no acceleration.
But there is.
It's a de-acceleration that you're experiencing, Craig. That the object's
from our point of view, Adam, right? When I let go of something, it goes to the ground accelerating. It goes from nothing to more than nothing, which is an acceleration.
No, because when you sat there and you're right, so if you're holding an accelerometer in your hand now, you can read that the Earth's moving upwards, it's rising.
No, you have a summation of forces. It shows a 9.8 meters per second downwards acceleration, right? But this is something you can't disagree with. If I hold something, right, you see the sphere that I'm holding in my hand. Well, if I let it go, it goes from nothing to moving. That is an acceleration. Acceleration is.
No. To me, what that is you're letting go of the ball,
and it accelerates downwards. Yeah.
No.
Adam, you can't deny that. Sorry, buddy. Hold on, bud. You can't deny that there's an acceleration. It goes from not moving to moving. So that is an acceleration.
I can do one better than that, Craig. I can show you. I can demonstrate. I can show you here. If you want to have a look at it.
What? But just focus on what I'm saying. When I let go of this sphere, it accelerates towards the ground. Right? That's that's an undeniable fact. From our perspective,
towards it. The ground's coming
right
up towards it, and that's deaccelerating. What you've got in your hand is deaccelerating, and the ground.
That's still an acceleration, but
9.8 meters per second.
No, but you hold on. You said that the ground is moving upwards at a constant speed.
Yeah, 9.8 meters per second, not squared.
No, but there's an acceleration downwards. It doesn't move at a constant speed. It accelerates downwards. It goes from nothing to more than nothing. And you can calculate how fast something will go, but it will be going at a particular point based on how far it's fallen on Earth.
Right.
Adam, I don't think you understand the difference between an acceleration and a constant speed here.
I do understand the difference. This is where you're wrong, mate. I totally understand it.
Well, okay. Can you define? Do me a favour then. Can you define what an acceleration is, please?
Yeah, an acceleration is something going faster.
What do you mean going faster?
Well, from 10 to 15 mile an hour, that's an acceleration.
Right, okay. So it is from zero. It is from zero. Right, Adam, is from 0 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour an acceleration?
Of course it is.
Right. How fast is this moving towards the ground right now?
Right now, that's moving at 9.8 meters per second as you're holding it.
No. From my perspective, Adam. From my perspective. Yeah. How fast towards the ground is this moving right now?
It's not.
Well, so 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then I let it go.
Go on.
And it goes towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared.
You see, this is the delusion.
No, there's no delusion. That's what's happening. Adam, hold on, bud.
We could argue about this all day, Craig.
But no, dude, that's not an argument thing. That is a fact, right? This is just
to get involved in. What I'm trying to say to you is right. There is another model. And we can demonstrate everything that you need to know. But
your model doesn't make sense because it doesn't explain the downwards acceleration.
It does. Your downwards acceleration is within the globe model.
No, it's within reality. It's accelerating towards the... From my point of view, this sphere accelerates towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That is what I am experiencing at this point in time.
Right, so do you think when somebody jumps out of a plane, free falling, and they've got a bucket of water in their hand, do you think that the water will come out of the bucket? Or do you think it'll stay in it?
No, the bucket, the water, and the person will all accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared.
So there's no displacement then of the water and the bucket?
Well, no, because they're all travelling together.
And they're all travelling together, going down at 9.8 meters per second. Is that what you're trying to say? Squared?
9.8 meters per second squared, yes.
And how are you measuring that?
Distance over time.
Well, for an acceleration to happen, you need displacement. So
no, you don't. You don't need displacement. You need a force.
Yeah.
Acceleration is mass and force. Hold on, Adam. Acceleration is mass and force. It's not displacement. Acceleration,
no.
Right? Acceleration is just distance over time, dude. That's what acceleration is. So a car accelerates from 0 to 30. That has accelerated. There's no displacement.
Yeah, there is. That's how you know if you're accelerating or not.
No, you know you're accelerating because you have increased your relative velocity over a time. So over this distance, you have increased your speed in a certain amount of time. That's how you calculate what...
As you're free falling and you've got a bucket of water in your hand, if you're accelerating down, Craig, there'd be a displacement of that water.
No, there wouldn't, because that bucket and that water, right? That water, that bucket, and you are all accelerating towards the ground at the same time.
Right.
But I want you to just focus on this sphere in my hand, right? Nothing else.
No, I'm not doing that.
But this is reality. This is reality, Adam, right? This is reality. Right now, I have this sphere in my hand. This sphere is moving towards the ground at 0 miles an hour. But then I let it go, and it goes towards the ground, getting faster and faster as it goes. That's an acceleration.
No.
That's just happened. I just watched it.
It's not just happened. You haven't just watched it or measured it at all. You've just said it.
No, I just watched it. It went from 0. It's not moving right now to
You're
it moving. That is an acceleration.
You're holding the ball and you're already moving. Upward.
No, relative to the ground. Relative to the ground,
still moving
Adam.
upward as well, yeah.
Yeah, but relative to the ground, this ball isn't moving at all right now.
Yeah, but when you let it go...
When I let it go, it accelerates towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. No. From my point of view, right? From my perspective, I am seeing this sphere accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared.
I'm not seeing that though.
But that's what happens. That is reality.
It's not.
So right, Adam, you cannot deny that it goes from 0 to faster than 0.
What I can show is right when you're using, you get a displacement when there's motion involved, right? You get a displacement. Usually with water and air, you get a displacement. So if you go to the left, I'll push them at. Wait on a minute. I'll put some up so I can show you it more clearly.
Right, Adam. I really want you to try and understand this. Ball not moving relative to ground. Relative speed compared to ground, 0. I let it go. The relative speed towards the ground increases. The further it goes, the faster the relative speed towards the ground. That is just a fact. I can experience that, and I've measured this in high school. So how does your model explain the fact that when you let something go, it accelerates towards the ground from your point of view at 9.8 meters per second squared?
Right, can you see this that I've just put up on screen?
Yes.
Right.
Goodness me. Did you hear what I said?
I did hear what you said. It's not. That's the globe's version of gravity.
No. This has nothing to do with gravity right now. I am just telling you what I am experiencing right now.
8 meters per second at ground. It's not doing it.
But it is. I just watched it do it. I just literally watched it do it. But I did.
Right.
You can't. This ball went towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That is something that just happened as I let it go.
So, what have you got a speedometer on it? Have you?
But you don't need a speedometer to know that it's accelerating towards the ground.
No, that's just what you've been taught, though, Craig.
No, it's not. Right, it goes from 0 to more than 0. That's an acceleration.
It doesn't.
But it does. 0.
When you drop that, it's already moving at 9.8 meters.
Not relative towards the ground, though. We are talking about the relative speed compared to the ground.
It experiences a de-acceleration.
No, from my point of view. No, Adam. From my point of view, it experiences.
That's an observation, Craig, isn't it?
Yes, so I am experiencing and I am observing it accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. And that's an acceleration, not a constant speed. So how does your model explain that?
Not a measurement, no, nothing. It's just an observation.
Yeah, and it's you can measure it as well, and it's been measured lots of times. I measured it in high school. Are you actually denying that acceleration happens towards the ground?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Right, Adam, right. I have to break this down. I'm trying to think how to. Acceleration is when something increases its speed over the distance that it's traveled. Right?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, go on.
Right? So we just both agreed that acceleration is when something increases its speed over the distance that is travelled, right?
Go on.
So this is about 1.5 meters off of the ground. Okay?
Yeah.
And when I
How many times are you going to show me this ball, Craig?
I'm trying. I want you to listen to the words, right?
I
Just
know
hold
what
on.
you can do,
Bear
but
with
it's
me.
not
Just
working.
bear with me, right? We've agreed that an acceleration is an increase in speed over the distance that you've travelled, right?
Yeah.
And right now, compared to the ground, this ball is moving 0 miles an hour.
No, it's not. Right, it's going.
Compared to the ground, relative to the ground.
No.
Right?
No,
Because
no,
there is no
ground
difference.
already
There, right,
moving
hold,
up and
Adam, wait, dude. There is no
It's not
difference.
there, there.
Right, relative to the ground right now beneath me, this is travelling at
Moving
0
at
miles.
speed.
Listen, relative
I am.
to the ground, this
Yeah.
ball is moving at 0 miles an hour right now. Right?
Right, relative to the ground.
Yes.
Relative to the ground, but the grounding. Right, you've got to imagine.
So wait,
the
wait,
ground
no.
is
Wait.
moving
Let
at
me finish.
9.8
Let me finish.
meters per second.
Before you
Can't
go
say
on,
that.
before you go on, let me finish. Right. So
Go on.
relative to the ground, this ball
Yeah.
is moving right now at 0 miles an hour. But when I let it go, it starts going faster than 0 miles an hour. Watch. And the further it travels, the
Don't
faster
answer
it
that.
goes. The further
Don't
it travels,
answer that.
hold on. The further it travels towards the ground, the faster it goes. That is an acceleration. And if you measure that acceleration, which I've done many times, it is an acceleration of approximately 9.8 meters per second squared. So how does your model explain that acceleration towards the ground?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Right, so if you're doing it at 9.8 meters per second squared,
Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's just what's happening.
that's what you think's happening.
No, it is. I've
That's
measured
what
it.
you think's happening because that's what they've taught you at school.
No, it's what I've measured.
That's what I used to think was happening, Craig. To be honest with you,
It's what
But
I've
it's not.
measured. It's what I've measured,
Moving
though.
up at 9.8 meters per second, and as you drop that ball, it experiences a de-acceleration, and the Earth comes up and meets it at the same time. So all you're doing is observing an acceleration. But that's not what's going on now, mate.
But there is. How do you know? From my point of view, there absolutely is an acceleration towards the ground. That's what I'm observing,
Well,
and that's what's happening. But
not
what
so
you
long
said,
back
what
in
you
the
said
video.
doesn't make sense. Because
No,
if
it
the Earth
does.
was rising
It
up
does.
at a
It does
hold on,
when
Adam.
you
Adam, you
think
can't
about
keep
what
over
I'm
talking me,
saying.
dude. Adam,
Go on.
you can't just keep talking when I'm talking, all right? Because then nobody
Alright, go
can
on.
hear us. Okay? I'm trying to be patient with you. Okay?
All right.
You can't explain an acceleration with a constant speed. They are different things. For your model to explain what's happening, the Earth would have to be rising up at a constant acceleration, not a constant speed. Otherwise, there's no reason for the ball to go towards the ground. But
No,
here's the big problem. The big problem.
There's an air pressure there, Craig.
Wait,
There's air
wait,
pressure there.
Adam, you did it again, dude. You overspoke me, right?
All right
Here-
then, go on.
Here's the big problem. The acceleration isn't just towards the ground. We can measure that there is an acceleration based on mass every direction. There's not just an acceleration towards the ground. Things accelerate towards each other sideways. That's what we use the Cavendish experiment to measure. So how does your model explain?
You know, like that, right? Gravity's not a thing, Craig.
Well, it is. I've measured it.
It is in your model, mate. This is exactly what I didn't want to come up and do with you. What I've come on to do with you today.
Gravity is a thing, though.
A model, right. Just disregard this bit. What I've come on here to do with you today is to let you know that there is another model. And
But it does. Your model makes no sense. Adam, here's the thing. Your model makes no sense, buddy.
It does, mate.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't explain
It does.
anything.
It does.
It doesn't explain the
Right.
Cavendish experiment.
So when you've got a bottle of water like this on here,
Yeah.
right? This is so now the acceleration is where the air bubble is. So it's accelerating now left. It's accelerating down. It's accelerating again left. It's accelerating up. That's the motion vector. It's accelerating to the left. It's accelerating down.
The bubbles didn't go down or to the side,
Right,
dude.
that's it, right. Because of the motion, cried Craig, you get a displacement. So if I rolled in a bucket of water coming out of a plane dropping down, the water would come out of the bucket. If there was an acceleration, the fact
No, because they're all
that
separate.
the water wouldn't come out of the bucket.
Yeah,
says that
because
you already know there's no acceleration down as well.
Adam, that water, the bucket, and the person are all accelerating towards the ground at the same time.
Well,
The-
there'd be a displacement.
No, there wouldn't, because they're all accelerating towards the ground.
There would. Look, there would.
But that's not moving towards the ground.
The air would go to the bottom and the water would come out of the bucket.
What
on the way
air?
down.
Where's
If
the
there was
air?
acceleration down,
Adam, stop,
water
dude.
would come out of the bucket.
Adam. Why would the water come out of the bucket? What air is in the bucket?
Because of the acceleration.
But the bucket and the water, or why is the water exempt from the acceleration downwards?
Why is the water exempt from the acceleration downward? The air would rush to the front.
What air?
The air would rush to the front.
What air?
The air in the bucket, at the top of the bucket, will go to the bottom. The water will come out of the bucket.
Why would it? Because the water is also accelerating downwards.
It's not accelerating down.
Well, it is. Towards the ground, there's an
It
acceleration.
could be air at the bottom of the bucket. If it were accelerating down...
What air at the bottom of the bucket? Why would there be
Yeah.
air at the bottom of the bucket if the bucket's full of
Because
water?
that showed you the direction of the acceleration. It's
But
same as
yeah,
when
but
you
the
put
bucket
water.
the bucket isn't a sealed bottle turning around
Well,
in a
isn't it?
circle.
Right, well, I can
Adam,
show you
Adam,
the
buddy, you
context.
can't keep over talking me. All right,
Well,
right. Literally, you let me get like 2 words out, buddy. Okay, it doesn't work if you just keep shouting over me. Okay, you need to listen. The bucket, the water, and the person. They're all accelerating towards the ground at the same speed. There's no air in the bucket that is going to come out. The air.
all right then, we'll have half a bucket of
So
water.
you did it again, dude. You know that, right?
Right, well, you just said to... Right, if you've got half a bucket of water and a lid on the bucket, then...
It doesn't matter if you've got a lid on the bucket. The lid is also now accelerating downwards.
No, the air... It displaced the air in the water.
But the air inside the bucket is also accelerating downwards.
Yeah, but the air would be at the bottom of the bucket.
Why would it?
Because that's what an accelerometer shows you.
Why would an accelerometer... Adam, why would an accelerometer... Adam, hold on. Let me ask a question there, buddy. Why would an accelerometer show water is at the bottom of the bucket? That makes no sense.
The bucket is the accelerometer.
No, it's not. That makes no sense.
That's how accelerometers work, displacement.
And no, it's not.
It is, it's displacement of water and gas.
No, that's not how accelerometers work. Who told you that's how accelerometers work? Who told you that's how accelerometers work?
Right, if you've got a bottle of water and you jumped out of a plane, right, and you've got an air bubble in that bottle of water as you're jumping out of the plane, if there's an acceleration downwards, right?
No, right. If you
should be going towards the bottom of the bottle.
If you jumped out of a plane with a bottle, the bubbles in the plane would not move in the bottle. If there was a bubble in the bottle, as you were jumping down towards the ground and you accelerated towards the ground, the bubble in the bottle would stay still in the bottle relative to the bottle. There would be no movement in the bottle of the bubble as you were accelerating towards the ground. That bottle that you're showing isn't accelerating towards the ground. It's just spinning around. That's not accelerating towards the ground.
Right. So what it shows is, right, motion and an acceleration. The air goes towards the motion. It goes towards the vector.
No,
So if you jump out of a plane into a gravity with an acceleration on it, the bubble should go to the bottom of the bottle.
No. Let me show you
The
a
fact
quick...
that it goes to the middle of the bottle and doesn't move.
Adam,
means that
you
there's
are
no
not showing
buoyancy or
something
density.
accelerating towards the ground, buddy. You're just showing a bottle spinning around in circles. That's not an acceleration towards the ground.
Hang on a minute.
You do understand the difference, right?
Yeah, I don't understand the difference, yeah. I'll just get you another video. Well, it's not an issue. I'll go for this one.
A little experiment.
Right, I want to show you a quick video, so I'm going to share my screen.
Go on.
Right, I want you to watch this video quickly, Adam, alright?
Yeah.
I'll just make sure I show my screen okay.
So I'm going to do it because I don't want you to get all wet. So what I'm going to do is let me describe it first. When I take off this cap, air pressure is going to be entering into the bottle, and water is going to spew out a few holes that I have here because gravity is going to pull down on the water. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the bottle go into free fall and watch that the water won't spray out any longer. Right? So that's what you should look for. Okay, here we go. All right, right? So here goes the water. Oh, sorry about that, right. So now watch when I let it go.
Holy
Did you
moly!
see that, right? One more time.
Gravity
Right.
goes away.
Right, see? A little experiment. So I'm...
See, so that's actually the opposite of what you said, Adam. What happens
Right.
whilst the bottle is in free fall is there's no displacement. When the bottle is accelerating towards the ground, there would be no movement of air. That only happens when the bottle is still relative to the ground. In the video that you showed, the bottle wasn't accelerating towards the ground. It was spinning around in circles. But if that bottle was moving, accelerating towards the ground, that displacement of air wouldn't happen. Unfortunately, you seem to have got the basic physics of it backwards, and maybe that's why you're a bit confused about it.
No, I'm not confused about it, mate. I would have window cleaner for I don't know how many years, and I can tell you that is true. What
But
happened
I've just showed you, though. I
But
mean,
the reason
Adam, you're kind of denying reality here, buddy. I've literally
I'm
just
not
shown
denying
you.
reality, mate. I used to drop down a bucket of water with an hole at the bottom of it all the time, and no
But I
water
just
would come
showed it
out of that
happening,
bucket.
though. I mean,
I know you just showed it. I just agreed with you.
right. So that was the opposite of what you said would happen.
But, do you want to know why that is, though, or do you just want to float past that, or what?
That's because of gravity and the
No,
acceleration
there's
towards the
no
ground.
buoyancy or density in free fall.
Buoyancy is a result of gravity, of course, because the formula for gravity is
Yeah,
Fg
sorry,
equals
density.
rho gv, of course, which includes the acceleration for gravity. You don't have any buoyancy without an acceleration in the opposite direction.
You see, this is where we get. This is where you're confused.
Well, no, my
And I'm
degree in
not-
physics makes me understand it quite well, actually.
Yeah, I understand it as well, mate.
With all due respect, Adam, you've just demonstrated clearly that you don't
Right,
understand
just
it.
have a look at this, Craig, and tell us what
Right,
you
you,
say.
you need to start sharing your screen again because I did turn off your screen share to share mine. So you're going to need to press the screen share button and choose your screen again.
Is that it there? At bottom, green.
Yeah. Remember how we did it last time? You press the screen share, you press the share button, and then choose screens, and then choose what you want to show.
Can you see that?
No, you haven't started sharing your screen yet. No. You've got to press the green screen share button on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm on Zoom again now.
Yeah, so press the
Entire
green.
screen share. I can see me and you on screen there.
Yeah, so press the button on. Yeah, there we go.
You are screen sharing, yeah?
There we go.
Can you see that? Can you see
yes.
Will that?
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, that just demonstrated my point. There was no displacement as it accelerated towards the ground.
I know. I wasn't disagreeing with you on that.
But you said there would be displacement and the water would come out of the
Should be if
bucket.
there were an acceleration.
Well, no, because it's all accelerating at the same time. The water, the thing, it's all accelerating towards the ground at the same rate. So
Yeah.
everything in that apparatus, if you're just considering that as the rest frame, then there's no change at all because it's all moving at the same acceleration.
Right, so the conversation what I wanted to get on with you, Craig, right? Because it happens either way, up or down.
Because what happens either way?
This happens, there's no buoyancy or density in freefall. Are we agreed on that?
Well, relative to the thing that's falling, yes.
Yeah.
Of course,
But really,
we have to consider everything from a different perspective.
You see, like if you're saying that it's accelerating down, the air
Yes.
bubble should be going to the bottom, shouldn't it?
No, because that air bubble is also accelerating down.
That's being accelerated down.
Well, no, when he lets go of it, that air bubble and everything accelerates towards the ground.
You're showing your actual acceleration there, isn't it? On your left, and free fall
Yes,
on the right.
yeah. By actual acceleration, he's talking about the ball that he is dropping through the tube, not the actual apparatus. You realise that, yes?
That's actual acceleration.
Yeah, but of the ball, not of nothing else, just of the ball.
But no, he's accelerated. There were two tubes there.
Yes.
There's two tubes here.
Yeah.
He's got one attached to a piece of elastic, which is going to accelerate it down.
Yeah, but as a faster, yeah, but the free fall is
down.
Right. Yeah, but here's the thing.
Down.
Adam,
that air bubble should go to the bottom of the tube, but we don't see that in free fall.
Adam. All right, hold on. Here's. I think you're missing the point here. So,
I'm not.
You are. If you bear with me, yeah, I'll explain why you're missing the point. The free fall is also acceleration. So that's
No,
the point.
it's not.
It is. That's the point. The free fall.
It's the acceleration.
No, it's acceleration. It is accelerating towards the ground, but when he's got that the cable tie attached to it, there's an even faster rate of acceleration. So the free fall will be an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared, whereas the actual acceleration will be maybe 15 meters per second squared.
I think you're denying reality here, Craig, when you think about it.
No, did you not listen to what I said? Adam.
9.8 meters per second squared going
Yes.
down, right?
Yes.
So there should be that bubble should be going towards the floor.
No, it shouldn't, because it's in free fall and it's all accelerating at the same rate.
It's all accelerating at the same rate.
Yes, when in free fall, it's all accelerating towards the ground. Adam.
It works both ways.
Adam, listen to me. When he lets go of the apparatus, the water, the ball, and the bubble all accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That's what free fall is.
And what I'm saying to you is that it's not.
But it is. That's what free fall is. You can't just change physics for yourself, I'm afraid.
Not in the cosmology that I've come up with or I'm looking at. It's not.
Well, your cosmology, again, doesn't make sense because there's no reason for the...
You actually listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
But I've explained why, because there's no explanation for the downward...
No, you've explained it from your bias to gravity.
No, it's no bias. Like, right, do you want to know how I know gravity... Adam, do you want to know how I know gravity exists? Because I used it to measure underwater mountains on submarines.
How did you use gravity to measure underwater mountains in submarines? Go on.
Fg equals gm1 m2 over r squared. Underwater mountains will have a large mass. The ship has a extremely sensitive array of accelerometers, which are basically masses on a spring. As the masses are attracted towards the larger mass of the underwater mountains, it gives us a vector towards that and allows us to map in real time the ground around us, which we compare to gravity maps given to us by satellites to determine where we are and navigate around so we don't drive into underwater mountains.
You see, you're still going on about, you see, like your cosmology to me is alien.
No, that's nothing to do with cosmology. That's how we measure underwater mountains.
Maybe
Our knowledge of gravity
maybe
allows us to do that.
measure it. Maybe that's how you measure it. But I just thought you'd use radar or
Well,
LiDAR.
you can't use radar because the point of being in a submarine is to be stealthy. And if you use radar, then other people can see you. If you're measuring using gravity, nobody can see you.
See, the whole point in what I'm showing you is that there is no density or buoyancy, right, in free fall. Are we agreed on that?
Relative to the thing in freefall, buoyancy exists, but the buoyant force is 0 at that point.
Right, well, let's just go back to the flat stationary Earth and how it's over with for them.
I mean,
I know
it's over.
Just let me get this out right. So the flat stationary Earth, they're trying to say that the gas pressure hasn't got density layers, and it clearly has got density layers.
Sorry, who's saying that?
The flat Earthers, flat stationary Earthers.
No, they agree that there's a pressure gradient. They just say that it's in a dome.
I know, yeah, but that pressure gradient is due to the dome. But when I go 30
So they say, yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
So when I go 30 kilometres high, right, Craig, the PSI there is like at 0.1.
Yeah.
It goes from 14.8 to like 0.1.
Yeah, thanks, gravity.
30 kilometres high. And that's massive to me. That's like,
yeah,
it's not bouncing off the dome.
No, absolutely not. No, gravity explains that perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, there's a different... So, for me, there's a transition within this all these layers going up, a constant transition, which means there's a force at play. You call it gravity, I call it upward rising Earth. Right, let's just agree on that for the time being, right? And let's get this flat Earth stationary bit sorted out. So their PSI should be no different at the dome as to the bottom, should it? Are we agreed on that?
Yeah, I mean... That makes sense because if gravity isn't the thing, then yeah.
Day, right? I was watching you with Bro Sanchez over there, and he's going on about.
I mean that was like 6. That was like 8 months ago. He was just playing it late.
All right, what? Well, that whole thing. I wondered why you just didn't jump all over him on that, Craig.
Because Bro Sanchez wouldn't have understood.
That's that. You know, I mean,
there's no point getting a gotcha with someone like Adam. There's no point getting a gotcha with someone like Bro Sanchez when they're not going to understand.
No.
But Adam, please let me finish my sentence, dude. Let me finish my sentence. There's no point getting a gotcha with someone like Bro Sanchez because they're too stupid to understand that they don't that you've had a gotcha. It doesn't. There's no point doing that.
Yeah, from where you're coming from. So you've always had that trump card. You've always had that trump card up your sleeve, haven't you? Every time you've debated a flat stationary Earth, you've always had that trump card up your sleeve.
Which one? Reality? Yeah.
Yeah. The buoyancy and density, the gradient all the way up. Yeah. So you've always.
I mean, I was arguing that like 5 years ago. Of course.
Wow.
I mean, I was arguing that like 5 years ago. People just kind of make up nonsense about ethereal moons and stuff these days.
It's complete bollocks, isn't it? All of it, what they come up with.
Yeah, anything that isn't the globe is complete bollocks, man.
Well, when it comes to globe, right, I don't ascribe to it, but I can see why you use it.
Because it's reality.
When it comes to stationary flat Earth, I just can't see why they're using it still. And all they've got is this celestial navigation now. Celestial navigation
only works on the globe.
It's such a weak argument. It's unbelievable. I mean, we've come along. Progress from there. It's like fucking hell.
But celestial navigation literally only works on the globe.
Well, I don't. Do you know? For me, there, I don't care. I don't care, mate.
You don't care about reality.
Why would you not? Flat.
Why would you not care about reality that it only works on the globe?
I do care about reality. I'm wanting to know where we are.
Well, okay, so here's some reality for you, right? Celestial navigation only works on the globe, and it works. So What does that reality tell
You still
you?
need your 90 degree though, don't you, mate? You still need your your level water. You still need the water level for you to get a 90, don't you?
No.
And you've got to like cut the fucking thing in half.
No, what, hey, dude, sorry, I think you're slightly,
It's already there on screen.
I think you're confused about what the baseline is in celestial navigation. You don't use the surface of the Earth. It's an imaginary line from the observer to the horizon. There's no, you don't use water in celestial navigation.
You do for your baseline.
No, you don't. I don't know who told you that, but no, you don't use water in celestial navigation. Your baseline.
You don't need a level line to like measure.
Yeah, no, your baseline is an imaginary line from your observer to the horizon, and you can do it from anywhere. You can do celestial navigation from the top of a hill. You know, you don't use water for celestial. I don't know who told you that. And just to confirm, I've had over 1,000 hours of practical usage using a sextant and celestial navigation. You never use the water as a baseline. I don't know who told you that.
You never use the water level as a baseline.
No,
Nathan
no.
Oakley, FED, Mr. FED himself.
Well, Nathan Oakley is, how to put this nicely, a fucking idiot.
Say that again.
In fact, Nathan, tell me what you think about things.
Hi, my name's Nathan
Quickly,
Hold on.
People about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
There we go. There's Nathan Oakley for you.
Yeah. I had people going in there and they get into a discussion with him, and he just cuts them off. He's no good, man. He's no good.
He's never had a debate, ever.
No, I don't think he has either. I mean, I see people going in there and going in about gas pressure with him, and next thing you know, he's calling him a bitch and a fucker and not letting him reply to him and that, and it's just a fucking outrage, really, to watch. It really is.
Yeah, so don't ever listen to him when he tells you that water is a baseline for celestial navigation.
Well, you see, this is just it. You know, when you get into flat Earth, Craig, right? When you get into flat Earth and you veer away from globe, what you're left with is people like Nathan Oakley.
Yeah, morons, idiots, liars, scammers.
Yeah, exactly. You're left with people like that, right? And they're trying to educate you. And it's just 95% of it's bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's horrendous to me. I mean, they're all there on Discord. They're attacking you. They never listen to what you've got to say. They never listen to what you've got to say at all. So my model there is just basically Hebrew cosmology, and it's rising up. But there's an argument there to be had. I see there's an argument there to be had with gravity and the upward rising Earth. Maybe a little bit more work needs doing on your part.
But it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't explain the observations we have around us in reality. It doesn't explain using gravity in practical applications. You know, I've got a friend called PhD Tony, and he literally uses gravity to find underwater minerals and stuff. So, you know, I don't understand how that would make sense as, you know, using your upward rising Earth at a constant speed as a replacement to explain how he does that.
Yeah. Maybe you can't, but that's how it's going. That's what's going on. It's a constant rise.
But it doesn't make sense. It does not explain acceleration. A constant rise does not explain an acceleration.
Craig. It doesn't accelerate. Right, so as it's moving up, the land's moving up, and the medium.
Yeah, but things accelerate down towards the ground. We went through this, buddy. Things accelerate towards the ground.
On the ball, it does, yeah.
No, in reality, that's what we observe.
We've both got totally different ideas of reality, though, haven't we?
Well, no, there is one reality, and in that reality, things accelerate towards the ground when you let them go. They don't move down at a constant speed; they accelerate.
Accelerate, Craig.
Yeah, de-acceleration is still acceleration.
The de-acceleration's slowing down, isn't it?
Yeah, that's still an acceleration. It's called a negative acceleration, but that's not what happens. There is a positive acceleration towards the ground.
There's not
That's
though,
what we
because the
experience.
air
We
bubbles at the bottom of
we
the
don't
glass,
experience we do not experience the ground moving up. We experience the ground being still beneath us and things moving towards it at an accelerated rate.
That's what you experience.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
everyone
experience
experiences.
that.
Yeah, you
I
do.
experience it moving upwards at 9.8
No, you don't.
meters per
You
second.
do not experience it
That's
moving
why I get
upwards.
my weight from at a constant.
Right, could you define weight for me, please?
Yeah, weight is the resistance to matter.
No. Weight is defined as mass times the acceleration due to gravity.
That you see, this is right. You see, this is where it's all been bastardized by Einstein, isn't it?
No, that's nothing to do with Einstein. This was proven during the final experiment, actually, that weight is mass times an acceleration due to gravity. Because Critical Think took a known mass at different places around the world, including to Antarctica, and checked their weight, which was different depending on where he was, which is a prediction of gravity. A constant upward rising Earth does not explain that.
It does.
How?
Because of the resistance to matter.
No, how does it explain?
Matter, right?
How does it
Matter when
explain,
it's moving at a
Adam? How does it
constant
explain
rate.
that
Matter
there's
when it's
difference?
accelerating or moving at a constant rate.
Adam,
There's
how?
a resistance.
Adam, how does it explain that the same mass will weigh different based on where you are on Earth?
Say that again, sorry.
How do you explain that a known mass will weigh different based on where you are on Earth?
A known mass will weigh different based on where you are on Earth.
Yeah.
Name one.
Critical Think did this experiment. He weighed something before he left for Antarctica, and he weighed it in several different places, and then he weighed it in Antarctica, and the weight was different even though the mass hadn't changed.
The weight was different even though the mass hadn't changed.
Yes. That's only explained by gravity model of the Earth.
But no, that's a complete anomaly. That.
No,
We're not talking about
it's
there's an
completely
anomaly.
explained.
That's a complete phenomenon.
No,
If that's what you're
it's completely predicted by the globe. 100% predicted by the globe.
How can it be predicted by a globe when you're going on about 9.8 meters per second downward?
Because that
On
9.8 meters per second squared is slightly different depending on where you are on Earth. Because there is a slightly different mass distribution and a different centrifugal acceleration depending on where you're on Earth, which would slightly counteract the downward acceleration. For instance, at the equator, you weigh slightly less than you do at the poles. Because at the equator, you're slightly further away from the center of Earth, and there is a outward acceleration of 0.03 meters per second squared, countering the inward acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared. So at the equator, it's about 9.79, whereas at the poles, it's about 9.8283. Because the Earth is slightly oblate, and there is a greater centrifugal acceleration at the equator.
What was the matter that it was weighing? What was it?
It was a known mass weight of like a kilogram of steel or something.
So cold had nothing to do with it. That didn't affect it then, no?
No, cold doesn't change the mass of something.
I don't know. That sounds more like a temperature thing to me.
No, it's a prediction of the globe that it will change the known
No, well, a lot of
mass will have different weight based on
it.
where you are. That's just what the globe says will happen because of the Earth's rotating and gravity.
Oh, I'm not even going there with rotation thing. I think it's comical, to be honest.
Well, I've measured the Earth's rotation. That's no problem. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, Adam. I didn't just believe what I was told. I checked, right? I was told the Earth is rotating, so I checked. I measured it. I made sure. I was told gravity was a thing, so I checked. I measured it. I made sure. Turns
That just
out...
sounds like complete madness to me.
But maybe that's just, with all due respect, ignorance on your part.
It's not ignorance on my part at all. When I got told
That's
that
not
at school, I thought it was complete madness, you know. It's not
Well-
rotating anywhere. It's not.
But
we're not
but again,
spinning around,
I've
mate.
measured
If you're spinning
the.
around and I jumped up in air, I should end up somewhere else.
No, you shouldn't. Do you, when you're on a plane traveling at 700 miles an hour, do you jump up and slam into the back wall at 700 miles an hour
What back wall?
of the plane?
I'll be sat in the seat, won't I?
Yeah, but if you jumped up whilst the plane was moving, you stood in the aisle and jumped up, would you slam into the back wall of the plane at 700 miles an hour?
No, I wouldn't do that in a car neither.
But would you, if you were in the plane and you were standing in the aisle?
If you took top off it and give it a sunroof, I might do. I might fly out of the plane.
Well, that's not anything to do with movement. That's to do with friction of the air.
What's to do with friction at air?
The reason why you would fly out of the plane is because of the friction of the air.
Yeah, but you're comparing a sealed unit to the Earth actually spinning here, aren't you?
That's irrelevant. There's no friction outside of the Earth because it's a vacuum.
It's 100%. It's not a vacuum.
In our model, it is, so that makes sense for us.
Right, if anything, it's water out
No, we've checked, by the way. It's not.
there. How have you checked? How have you got out?
We sent weather balloons up. There was definitely no dome. And no water.
There's a dome. There's definitely a dome.
Well, there's not. We checked.
How did they check that there were a dome or not?
Well, my friend Mr. Sensible sent a weather balloon up to, extremely high altitudes, and there was no dome.
Well, what I did was, I've got a video over there on my channel, and
How high-
it shows you dome.
How high is the dome?
I don't know. I reckon it must be about maybe 150 miles.
Have you got any evidence? Why doesn't radar see it?
I've no idea. Maybe because it's ice. Maybe because it's
Radar can see ice.
Maybe there's that many layers up there, isn't there?
But radar can see ice.
Yeah, but radar bounce off all different layers that are there.
Yeah, but
Like
wouldn't
at
the dome
top
get
layer, there's
closer?
an ether layer.
Wouldn't the dome
The
get
dome's
closer
not
to the?
actually until you get to the outside bit of the
Would-
bit what I'm showing you. The dome's there.
Wouldn't the
This bit
dome?
here, that's
wouldn't
the
the-
salt layer. That.
Wouldn't the dome get closer to the ground the further you
I
are? So,
think
like
it-
in Antarctica.
what- right? Yeah. Well, one of my things is with the upward rising Earth, right, is that we've been taking sand off the seabed en masse, haven't we, to use for like mobile phones. I mean, it's sharp sand in it. That's what the seabed is. And I think with the chemtrails.
So,
that
did you
they've
just
been
say
using-
they've been taking sand out of the seabed for mobile phones?
Yeah, they use sharp sand for everything.
Who told you that?
They use sharp sand for everything, for building the lot, for glass, for screens,
So,
for
so
everything.
you think they're taking sand out of the sea
Oh yeah, they
for
trawl it
mobile
out of there.
phones?
They trawl it out of there. It's sharp sand. How do you think you get building material? Otherwise they'd use desert sand. You can't use desert sand because it's all rounded off. It's no good. It won't make a concrete mixture. It won't make a glass mixture, will it? That's why they don't use Sahara desert sand. They take it from seabed.
Pretty sure
I'll-
there's no sea sand in my phone. Just saying.
Your phone's made out of sea sand.
Really not.
It is. Your screen is.
Do you want to place a bet?
Type it in, Google it if you want.
Well, let's ask ChatGPT.
Go on then. Usage for sharp sand.
Is there sea sand in my
Sharp
phone?
sand.
Right. No, that doesn't. There's no sand from the sea.
Yours it then. Put it up on screen.
Just double checking. Right. Is sea sand used in the production of your phone? The short answer is no. Sea sand is generally not used in making phones. Here's why. Glass production. Sand is a key ingredient in glass manufacturing, including the glass screens on phones. However, manufacturers typically use high-quality silica sand from specific sources, not sea sand. Sea sand contains impurities like salt, which can cause corrosion and compromise the quality of the glass. Dude, I don't know who told you this rubbish, but I mean, you should probably check.
So you know when they get sand from the ocean bed, yeah, it's called sharp sand, and it goes through a factory process, Craig. All sand comes from seabed or shoreline. Trust me.
It really doesn't.
Where else do you get sand?
I mean, near me, where I live in Fife, there is a sand production facility called Silica, where they don't get it from they don't get it from the sea. They're digging it out of like the ground and stuff.
Yeah, but they trawl it from the ocean.
Again, it's silica. It's sand. There's nowhere near the sea. This isn't coming from the sea. This is like a mine production.
Silica's for your chips, isn't it? Silica's for your chips. That's electronics. That's like tree silica. That's for your your electronics. I'm on about for your screen and what I've got. That's what
the sand for your screen does not come from the sea, buddy.
It comes from the ocean bed, mate. It does.
Really does not.
The troll. That's where they get the sand from.
Not according to Google.
Oh God, Google. Well, put it out there and let's have a look at what it says on Google.
It's all right. You do that in your own time, buddy. But I've just checked it. It's all not true.
So where we are right now,
told you that.
We're at Loggerheads, which I knew it would be. But my main reason for being on here is just to let you know that there's a different model, and you can use it as a model. And
no, here's the thing, buddy. Models need to have predictive powers, right? Yours has none.
No, it's got plenty.
What predictions can you make?
You're seeing it from a bias of a globe.
No, I'm not seeing it from any bias. I'm just saying that models need to have predictive powers. My model can predict everything from the movement of the stars to eclipses to shadows to sunrises to sunsets to weather phenomena. Tides. Excuse me. My model can explain tides perfectly, right? Everything. Your model has no prediction for any of those.
Tides, yeah?
Sorry?
You're thinking that sun and moon causes tides?
Within the globe model, the sun and the moon and the position relative to them are one of the causes of tides. And they are perfectly predicted by our model. Our model predicts the tides perfectly. So your model needs to be able to do all of those things better than my model. Otherwise, it doesn't have any relevance.
It does, though. It does have a lot more relevance than your model. This is what
it doesn't. Again, Adam, unless your model
this is just, for me, coming on here today, Craig, if I'm honest with you, it wants to argue globe with you. It wants to argue globe with you. It was just to put an end to Flat Earth and the bollocks from them.
Flat Earth's not going away because dumb people exist.
That's the only reason I've come on here today, Craig. In time, you're going to learn that upward rising Earth.
Well, no, I know the Earth's a globe, buddy, and upward rising Earth makes no sense. And once again, if you're going to talk about models, it's very important that you understand this. You can't say that your model is better than the globe model unless your model is able to predict every single thing that the globe model does, but better. Otherwise, it's not a model that is comparable.
Right. Well, if you want to go to my channel and just have a look at the Upward Rising Earth video that I've done, and it combines it all. But I'm not, to be honest with you, I've had a drink now and I'm in pain, and I'm going to get off in about 10 minutes.
Okay, well, let me see if there's any questions for you in the chat. Bear with me 1 second.
All right, mate.
Once my computer stops trying to crash. Come on. Thank you for coming on, Adam. I really do appreciate it. It's certainly interesting.
I appreciate you having me on, Craig. I do.
Well, I'm not Nathan Oakley. I'll let you talk. I'm not going to scream and shout and say I'm putting my balls in your mouth. I mean, frankly, he keeps saying about putting balls in his mouth, but he's never proven that he's got any balls.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see. Crypto Roast says for £5, Adam, why do things weigh different at different latitudes? Which is what I was saying that Critical Think was the
It's less
experiment.
dense. It's less dense.
But it's not. The air pressure is the same at sea level wherever you are in the world.
Right. So it's all unfortunate. But to be honest with you, I ain't got a clue. You'd have to demonstrate that to me that happens. Until I see a demonstration of that, I can't answer it.
Well, check Critical Think's channel. The demonstrations are on there. He did it in Antarctica.
I'm not doing it now, though, am I?
No, but if you want to see the
I will have a
demonstration...
look at that, Craig.
Yeah.
Though. I will have a look at that. It's something for me to bear in mind and take a look at. Yeah, I'm not casting it aside.
Alison for $5 says, Adam, your phone's got accelerometers in it. Just drop it and see what it says.
I don't have to. When I hold it in my hand, it's already telling me it's moving upward at 9.8 meters per second.
Yeah, then drop it. And no, it's not telling you it's moving upwards. Oh, goodness.
What it tells me when I drop it is it goes to 0.
Right. JSS Tiger for $5 says, Adam, can you explain why a crow's nest is necessary on big military ships?
The other vessels.
And
what?
maybe it helps with celestial navigation and stuff.
Well, crow's nests are necessary to see other things, but you can up a periscope and do exactly the same thing from a submarine. I mean, they use don't they use them mad cannons? What are them cannon called that fire out them magnetic cannon? Is it? Or
No, they've never actually been used in practicality. They were only ever tested. The problem is they fire at such a high rate that the barrel gets destroyed, and it just isn't really. Yeah.
Rail cannon, are they?
No, they're kind of just they don't work in practicality. Barry Tarbra for £5 says, how does a skydiver exceed a terminal velocity of 50 meters per second?
I've watched skydivers, right? And there's a skydiver that doesn't even open up. If he goes to my channel at Wire Blues, there's a skydiver that jumps out of a plane and he lands basically in a net. He's de-accelerating.
Yeah, when you land in the net, yeah. Oh, goodness me. Right, well, that's all the questions for you. Oh, wait, hold on. Sizdem says, what's the difference between speed and acceleration?
Speed's a cons. Well, they're words. That's word playing it, really.
Well, no, there is a big difference.
Innit?
Yeah, but what's the difference between speed and acceleration?
Well, you can go at a speed of 5 miles an hour and keep it at a constant, or you can go at a speed of 5 miles an hour at a constant and accelerate up to 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, so the difference is one's constant, one is changing. Yeah. Right, okay, yeah, that's all the questions for you, Adam. If you want to get off, I'll thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so what I suggest you do now is you go maybe have a chat with Del beyond the imaginary curve.
Well, that depends. Last time I tried to speak to him a few years ago, he just booted me off within a few seconds.
All right, you don't get along then?
Well, I tried, but he was never very nice to me. Plus he changes his mind all the time about what he thinks. But I'd talk to him. What would be good is if Dell would be willing to come onto a neutral platform, but he never would.
Right, it'd be nice if you two could have a chat, because I've done what I can here, and my whole thing is just to shut down the station in Flatter and let them know what a joke it is, and that there is a difference. And the Christians out there, if there's any Christians out there listening, read your Bible, read the first 2 sentences in the Bible. In the beginning there was God.
Don't read
God's
the Bible.
Spirit
It's a
moved,
terrible book.
Put something into motion, and that's all you need to know. Everything else is stationary.
Yeah, but my God made the universe in 5 days, and he was drinking heavily, so I win. All right, Adam. Have a nice time. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, take care. Ta-da.
Jesus, the stupid! It burns. I'm sorry, what the? No, that's not happening. Oh no, that's not acceleration. You're a fucking dumb fucking motherfucker! Ow. Stealth Gun gifted 10 fuck you Ashtons. Is Ashton here? Ha! Ashton's here and he's not getting any memberships. JR $5 says, I just got memberships, thanks Stealth Gun. Just rubbing it in there. Brint Math for 99 cents Canadian, thank you. CJ Lamerick's gifted 5 fuck you Ashtons. Blake Squatch, who's been a member for 9 months, says, stole Ashton's membership last night on Toons Live. Ashton, man, they hate you. Warboss gifted 5 memberships and none for Ashton. Then Blake Squatch gifted 5 memberships and again none for Ashton. CJ Lamerick's gifted a membership and it wasn't for Ashton. Bill Tetley became a member again. Bill, you're confusing me. What's going on? I blocked you on Discord after that message. I'll have to unblock you, see what's happening. Stealth Gun became a new member and then gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much. Oh no, it's Andy for £2 says, sorry Craig, but Adam is taking the urine. Poe. No, he's actually not. That's the scary thing. Bill Tetley $5 says, I imagine his accent is the American equivalent of redneck. No, we love Ashton, but also fuck Ashton, says DP Debunks. You are mocked, who's been a member for once around the sun, says he thinks 9.8 meters per second is terminal velocity and instant. Yeah. Mandevil says, surely if you dropped a ball on constant motion upwards, Earth, the ball would just stand there, not fall down at a constant rate like you said a few times. Well, yeah, but you got to remember his explanation for the downwards is the fact that it's just hanging there and it stops accelerating upwards and then the Earth moves up to meet it at this constant rate, so it would go down at a constant... Look, everything was wrong, okay? Fletcher Boy, $1.99, because nuh-uh. Well, that's how you talk, Flerf. Searoy, who for €6, I don't have a speedometer when I go for a walk, therefore I'm incapable of accelerating and can never walk anywhere. But don't forget, guys, a bucket is an accelerometer. Monkey Cat Pat Pat, member for 44 months, says, Adam sounds like he's in a toilet bowl with Oakley's balls in his mouth. Stringfellow Hawk for $10 says, I have a feeling Adam experienced a downward acceleration as a kid when he was dropped on his head. Yeah, many times. Adam Johnson for £2. Did he fall off the ladder while cleaning windows? Please don't clean my windows, Adam. JSS Tiger for $10. Why would a flat earther use the terrain with all the hills, mountain, waves, etc. as a baseline for celestial navigation? Because they're dumb as fuck. I thought you would have known that.
You stupid!
Monkey Cat Pat Pat gifts 1 fuck you Ashton. Says Dem, can you steelman his position? I don't have a stroke, so I'm not going to try. JSS Tiger $5. Can Adam explain why? No, I read that one and did that one. Dr. Nick £2. What have you done? What have we done to you, Craig? Why do you hate us? I think you fucking know. Don't act like you don't know why you deserve this. Come on. Rachbot, my favourite AI, gifted 1 membership. 1 fuck you, Ashton. Thank you very much. I'm confused. Why is that not showing? Now, I know for a fact that Caitlyn Jenner... Caitlyn Jenner? I know for a fact Catalina Verin gifted me 50 memberships, but it's not showing in my list. Which means I'm worried that I may have missed something else as well, and I would be very sorry if I did that. Thank you, Catalina. I very appreciate it. Managed to get STST a fucking membership, but missed Ashton. Dihydrogen monoxide, £5, 9.8 meters per second squared is the gravitational acceleration that you'd experience 1 meter away from FTFE. Do I look fat anymore? See that? Well, guys, that was a nice quick one. I'm going to be back in a couple of hours with MC Toon as we do the top left nominations. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. I love you all. Not you, Gary. You know what you fucking did. Could pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning. These words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on the ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible. You're reprehensible. Go on, Mr. Sensible. When I was young, I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first, full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere in page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of pear. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a
You're Mr.
fruitcake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the hassle of burying Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poise and grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lid. Recognize the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe a musical assault and knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realise you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I writ up on your mum's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you call a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuckbugs. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That was a nice, easy, quick one. Painful in the brain. My brain's sad. Sad brain. Brain sore, sad. Brain sad. I'll be back in a couple of hours with the top left 2025 nominations. Remember, if you want to nominate someone, then you are more than welcome, but you have to make the nomination video, which will go live in a few weeks. See you there. Remember, stupidity is not right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. 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 I've got to interrupt the outro because Stefan P pops their super chat cherry with €5 and says, I'm from Austria, and Adam was very hard for me to follow with his accent, so stupidity makes it even worse. Are you the Stefan P that fucked up Bob and co with the gyroscope? Because that would be awesome. Fight the flat, 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 fight the flat.
Hi, my name's Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
Hey guys, you want to hear a funny story while we're all chatting, dude? I'm dating a first grader.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt! I'm not prepared for that. I'm a dumb flat earther, and I don't understand science.
Level.
No!
Level.